I look like the freaking kid from Ned's Declassified, the bowl cut kid with the mushroom hair. Guys, I need a haircut. Okay, let's not hate too much on the hair right now. Every haircut is a new thing. Every haircut is a chance to figure out what I actually want to do with this short hair, because my hair grows pretty quickly. So like the length, like the pixie goes to shag in like a matter of 2.5 weeks. So your girl needs to figure it out. This probably also isn't the most flattering image. This is a Frida Kahlo behind me. It's a little depressing, but it's a beautiful painting. It's a beautiful painting, self-portrait of her. I need to figure out my setup. This is becoming an issue, but it's okay, because it's not about the setting. It's about the context. It's about what makes the episode so great and powerful. Anyways, let's just cut to the chase here, people. Today we're talking about what it means to be a sensitive person, okay? Being a sensitive person. Now, let's be real here. Everybody is a sensitive person. Everyone is sensitive. There are levels to sensitivity, yes, but everyone is a sensitive person. Like, you might not show your emotions more than the next person, but you're still a sensitive person. It's called being a human being. It's called having empathy. And I don't care if you know someone who is the toughest, most hard as rock emotionally person, they're probably the most sensitive person you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone is sensitive. Now, define sensitive. Sensitive, it means being perceptive to energy, being perceptive to emotion, being perceptive to your environment. So like, say you're not a sensitive person emotionally, but like environmentally, if you're out with your friends late at night, as soon as you enter the function, the vibes are off. Like, whether it's the people, there's a weird smell in the air, the music, just the aura of the function. Like, you're sensitive to the environment. You know what I'm saying? That's one example. Another example could be you're perceptive to energy. So like I said, the aura. You go to work and just for some reason, maybe there's like hella projects going on at the same time. You know, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the workplace. The energy in there is just a little stressful, tense. Or maybe you go see your family and it's like a family barbecue and you're lit with your friends and your family and the energy is freaking exhilarating. It's exciting. It's amazing. And you just immediately feel a sense of comfort, a sense of stability, a sense of belonging. You know what I'm saying? So sensitive comes in many different forms, but regardless, we all have a sense of sensibility. We all have a sense of empathy, a sense of sensitivity. You know, we're all sensitive. Me, I am a very sensitive person, and the people that I love most in my life know this. I am not ashamed about it. It might have taken me a while to admit that I'm a sensitive person, but regardless, I own up to it. I'm sensitive and I have no shame in that. I have no shame in being sensitive, because you know what? At least you're going to get the truth about how I feel, and you're going to feel it energetically. You might feel it energetically before you hear it verbally and communicate it in a way that makes sense, you know, using my words. But energetically, you're going to know. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I was made. Genetically, there's nothing I can do about that. That's just how it was made, right? Everyone has sensitivity. It's called being human. It's called having empathy, right? That's what that means. In conclusion, that's what that means. And yes, it is 10 p.m. and I am enjoying my matcha, a little strawberry glass. This is a Anthropology dupe from Home Goods. Shout out to Home Goods. Being sensitive is a superpower. I think a lot of people go through life almost feeling ashamed of being sensitive, because you know, we're taught to be strong. We're taught to never show when you're affected by how someone treats you, or like never let them know how you feel. Never show how you feel, because you want to appear strong. You want to appear composed. You want to appear like you have your shit together. And you know, in some circumstances that is beneficial. Like, I don't know, we don't even have to get into that. But like in some circumstances, yeah, sure, you should appear strong. But it is not healthy to go through life appearing like you have your shit together. And that's not to say that everyone needs to know when you're not feeling well. That's not to say that you need to constantly wear your emotions on your sleeve and like no matter your environment, you need to erupt with emotion. No, it's just saying that, being sensitive is okay, and it's okay to feel things. It's okay to feel your emotions in places and in circumstances and situations where you least maybe even want to show or share your emotions. We've all had that cry in the bathroom at work moment, crying in your car, pulling over to cry in your car, or like road rage. I don't know. There's so many different circumstances where you might blow a gasket or you might feel so delighted and excited. Like I remember there was this one instance where and I don't even know if this is like, no, yeah, because it's like energy, and it's all energy. Like we were walking in Silver Lake and we saw this guy from that show. Oh my gosh, what is that show? Beef. The show Beef. We were walking through Silver Lake and we run into this guy from the show Beef. His name is Joseph Lee. And he was like running to the liquor store, like leaving the liquor store. Me and the person that I was with, like hella just like recognized him because we were deep into that. Like we literally just finished the show. It was so good. And we just happened to run into this guy like during the peak time of when this show had just came out. And I was like, on the phone with my friend as like we were walking to wherever. I think we were going to get dinner or something. And then the guy comes out and the person I was with recognized him first and was like, oh my God, you're so great in your show. Love that show that you're in. And then I'm like on the phone and I like realized who my friend was talking to. And I was like, oh my God, you're the guy. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm fully screaming in this man's face right now. Like how embarrassing is that? That is so embarrassing and so inappropriate. But that's never happened to me before either. I think I was just like so caught off guard because I was deep in the phone conversation that I was in that I didn't even realize like I was in real life. You know what I'm saying? And I just recognized the guy, and the show was like so amazing, and it was just such a moment. But it's like is that sensitive? That's sensitive to, I guess, not filtering my emotions. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, it was just like a genuine human moment. That's what I'm trying to say. It was a genuine human moment. And, it's fine. It was great. It was light. The guy, he probably didn't appreciate me erupting so loudly and, possibly attracting more attention to him. But it was fine. He got away, got into his car, continued about his day. It was fine. It wasn't like a whole like, everyone, it's the guy from Beef. It was like it was fine. I caught myself. It was chill. He was very thankful for the accolades. It was a very appreciative moment. But, it's like sometimes you can't control the emotion. Sometimes the emotion just happens, But I think even more particularly when it comes to being sensitive is when it becomes a superpower. Now, dark energy is what I mean. Let's just call it what it is. Dark energy. Being a sensitive person is a great superpower when it comes to dark energy. How you feel heavy energy around certain people or certain places. I have a number of stories that I can tell you where I've been in a situation where the energy just was not healthy. It was not a good energy. It was not a great energy to be around. Some of these stories can be possibly incriminating. I don't know. So we're going to save those for another episode when I really want to tell those stories. But just know, dark energy, that's essentially your intuition, right? That sensitivity, that vulnerability to your emotions, and your hyper awareness, your intuition, a sixth sense in a way, right? Trusting your gut when something feels off. It's such a crazy thing, the phase that I'm in my life, where I'm realizing the types of people I've been around and maybe have been blind to the ways in which people operate and are just okay with operating. It's like a lot of people, and I'm in Hollywood, a lot of people go through life desensitizing themselves, whether that's through worldly distractions, and that can come in a plethora of ways. And it's like they're desensitized to the ways of the world. They're desensitized to situations, people that they're around, situations that they involve themselves in, that attracts like a certain energy that might not be the best energy around them, that attracts a dark energy. When it comes to people like us who are sensitive and we're tapped in with our emotions, we're tapped in with our intuition, our gut always tells us when something is off. If you are being receptive, there's so many things that can throw us off to our intuition, like whether that be alcohol, it could be drugs if you're into that. So many different things. It could be even your own emotions can block you from being receptive to your own intuition. It's kind of a crazy thing you have to build mentally. It's like a mental stamina that you have to build, that no matter what situation you're in, environmentally, emotionally, relationship wise, energetically, career, whatever, you have to always keep a healthy stamina and a healthy relationship with your sensitivity and your intuition, so that no matter what situation you're in, no matter what circumstance you're in, no matter what people you're around, you always have a clear intuition and you always have a clear sensitivity, a clear sensibility, right? And that's a big thing when it comes to dark energy. Let's circle back to sensitivity and weakness. Sensitivity does not equal weakness. A lot of times culture shames sensitivity. It deems sensitivity as fragile, and that kind of loops back into the whole intuitive of it all. Even though culture might shame sensitivity and deem it as fragile in certain circumstances, especially gender roles, like, men can't show their sensitivity because that means they're a weak man, or they're being a boy, they're weak, men can't show sensitivity. That's some bullshit. Honestly, we all know it, right? Let's remove the culture aspect. Let's remove the societal implications to what sensitivity means. Sensitivity is actually awareness. It's presence. It's the ability to sense, read the room, read the energy, read your energy. Notice how something is affecting you, noticing how your energy is affecting others. It is a very amazing thing. It is a very amazing muscle that is very beneficial to you, and it is a sixth sense. It is a part of your human nature that is there to guide you. It is there to help you, and it is there to embrace. I do understand, when you tap into that sensitivity, you notice more things, emotional nuances, unspoken vibes, unspoken energies, and that can be painful. In certain circumstances, you might not want to acknowledge that sensitivity. You might not want to acknowledge that unspoken thing, that unspoken emotion, that vibe, that underlying thing that's not there in the physical, visual, third dimension realm, but it is there in that spiritual realm, And I think, unfortunately, because of a lot of the sensitive and intuitive reception blockers, like the digital, our devices, or sugar and terrible food, not taking our vitamins, not getting our nutrients from our food, and our freaking pineal gland is calcifying, so our hormones in our third eye can't fluctuate and flow and be open to at a frequency that allows us to be more open to being sensitive and emotional and receptive and sensitive. Unfortunately, there's things like alcohol and drugs that exist that completely rewire the human function at a cellular level, at a metabolic level, that alters the way your brain functions, that alters the way your body functions, that alters the way your liver functions, which is a literal organ that detoxifies the body. You know what I mean? There's so many things that, unfortunately, in society, in this game that we live in, it blocks that human ability to just function as a empath, as a normal, sensitive human being that everyone has the ability to tap into. There's like a sick twist that it's like, if you're sensitive, you're fragile, you're weak. So you need to use all of these things, these distractions, as ammo to not be that fragile being. It's so twisted, but it's like really those things are our superpowers, right? That's how we navigate this world with a clear mind and with good intentions, with better intentions. You understand yourself better, you understand the way the world works better, you understand the way other humans work. You said you tend to have more empathy for the way others work because you're sensitive and you're empathetic and you understand, and things don't affect you as harshly because you have a healthy stamina with sensitivity. You have a healthy stamina with sensibility, with your intuition. Right, moving on. Empathy is universal. Like we said, everyone has the ability to be an empath. Everyone has the ability to be empathetic and intuitive. We all have a nervous system that picks up on these signals. Like I said, when it comes to worldly distractions of your sensitivities on a metabolic level, that is a neurological level as well. You know, as we go through life experiencing different things that affect us traumatically, affect us routinely. Humans are creatures of habit. That affects us on a nervous system level, right? Sensitivity is your nervous system. It is your electrical receptors in your body. It is the flow of your body. It is your fight or flight, your survival mode, your peace, your calm. It is important to nourish that, right? By becoming aware, by honoring your sensitivity, by honoring your intuition, you are then honoring your humanity and things that help us with honoring our nervous system. Journaling, instead of bottling up all of your emotions, bottling up all of these different things, you journal, you cry. You let yourself have those random moments of crying. Even if you're like in the middle of a work day and you just feel it coming, like you feel that cry, you feel the energy, you just know it's there underneath your skin. Excuse yourself, go take a little break and have that cry. If you have a burst of energy, you get up early and your day is starting off so golden and you're like, nothing's gonna stop this day. Set your intentions for the day and do some affirmations in the morning. Say, yes, today is gonna be the best day ever. I am nourishing my nervous system. I'm gonna go on a little 10-minute, 30-minute walk in the morning, and I'm going to honor my nervous system. I'm going to go sit and meditate for 5 minutes. I'm going to honor this calm, peaceful energy that I woke up with, or this burst of calm that I had at 4 p.m. in the day. I'm going to go sit outside in the park, go sit at my car real quick and just go sit for 5 minutes and meditate. Or I'm just going to go stand in the bathroom stall and honor this 30 seconds of calm, because something made you became aware of that need. You know, your body just, hey, Asha, hey, I just needed that 30 seconds of peace and calm, or of rage. I need to go freaking write in the notes app because I might not have my journal on me, and go write a freaking note of rage because I was so angry in this moment and I just needed to just let that out and then just delete it and go about my day. Empathy is universal. It comes through in different ways for everyone. We all have our different relationships with empathy, with our sensitivity, with our intuition. Some people are more tuned in, some people aren't. It's all about being human. It's all about how we were conditioned, how we were programmed, and how we're unprogramming and deprogramming, coming into ourselves more holistically at the end of the day. It's important for us all to notice your own sensitivity. Notice your own sensitivity. Like I invite you guys all to notice your sensitivity and to honor that. Own that for yourself. I know sometimes we want other people to understand our sensitivity, and other people might not be receptive to that. That's okay. Also, as humans, we want to connect deeply with others, and sometimes we might not feel heard and understood, which makes feeling okay with our own sensitivity and honoring our own sensitivity maybe a little bit more difficult, because we might feel a little bit alone. But just always remember that, like I said, empathy is universal, and we're all having our own relationships with being empathetic. We all have our own relationships with being sensitive. So just because you might feel one way about something and somebody else might not understand, don't take that personally. Don't take that onto yourself, thinking that you're tripping or thinking that you can't be understood. Everyone is on their own level. Everyone is on their own level, and that's okay. It only matters how you feel. At the end of the day, I talk about this a lot in my previous episodes. It really does matter how you feel about what you're going through and your own sensitivity, and that is building that relationship with yourself. It comes with building that relationship with yourself, honoring your sensitivity. Whether you're being blind to the way you're reacting and how that's affecting other people, or you're aware of how other people perceive you and how other people might try to infiltrate that to get you out of your comfort, to get you out of yourself, which is really weird and manipulative. And you can choose how you react to that. Intuitively, you don't even have to let them know that you are aware of that. You just calmly clock it and stand on business, and you remove yourself from the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really that simple if you're allowing yourself to be receptive to that sensitivity and that intuition. So, like I said, to close this all out, I hope I'm not being too negative with these examples, guys. I really just had this epiphany last night, and I wanted to just speak on this briefly. I think it's the Cancer season in the air. You know, maybe I should have started with that. It's the Cancer season in the air. It has been a very emotional, cardinal water energy. We had our Jupiter Kazemi. Jupiter, I think it was like Jupiter squaring Neptune, Saturn, and the new moon in Cancer. So there's a lot of, it was like a lucky manifestation time. We got the new moon in Cancer. It's a lot of energy. This cardinal Cancer, the Saturn is in Aries right now. There's a lot of forceful energy going on astrologically. And I just wanted to make this episode to remind you that it is okay to be sensitive, especially now when it is actually the most beautiful time to be sensitive. Cancer is the moon. Cancer is the intuition. It is the water. It is the emotion of the zodiac. It is the emotional energy of the zodiac. It is quite literally the epitome of emotion when it comes to astrological seasons in our year. So in this month of July, allow yourself to feel that this July. Allow yourself to feel and heal. I live by that mantra. It is literally in one of my daily affirmations, to feel and heal, and to hone in on that. Cancer season is a beautiful energy to just allow yourself to be receptive to your intuition and your sensitivity. Like I said, it's quite literally the epitome of that emotion, and use it to your advantage. So anything that you've been feeling lately that you just haven't been able to process throughout the year, let yourself feel that shit, okay? Let yourself get it out and honor your sensitivity. Remember, sensitivity is strength. Sensitivity is strength. Say it with me. Sensitivity is strength. Sensitivity is empathy. Being a human, having your empathy, having your intuition, having your sensitivity, that is a human right. It is your sixth sense. It is strength, and it is okay to feel. It is okay to feel and heal. And that's it. That's all I wanted to say really quick, just to hop in here and give you guys something to sit with this month, and just to reassure you that if you're low-key spiraling emotionally, or if you're feeling great and you're like, what the fuck, I never feel this great emotionally, like what is in the air? Either way, because it's probably going to be those drastic polarities right now with Cancer season. Either way, honor it and go, full send it emotionally, and honor that shit, bro. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much for tuning in to Gwenny Coded. I just wanted to keep it short and sweet and give you a reminder, because I know we're all feeling it, and it's okay to feel it. It's okay to feel it. You're fine. Lean on your friends, lean on your family, your therapist, your journal, whatever you need to do, working out, going out in nature more, meditating, doing things that allow you to process things holistically. Try to stay away from the vices right now. I know it's hard. I know we all have our vices, but try to honor yourself holistically, even if you can't do it consistently. One day out the week, whatever. Just allow yourself to process things humanly without worldly things, and just have grace for yourself. Celebrate the small things, celebrate the small wins. And I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys for tuning in. Gwenny Coded here on Spotify. We're also on Apple Podcasts. We're also on YouTube. Instagram at Gwenny Coded. My Instagram is Asha. That's, oh my God. Did I go get a little auto tune right there? I'm still figuring out my EQ and controls and all of that with the podcast, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just figuring it out with every episode, literally. You can find me at Asha, that's A5HAA on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok at RageGal, where I'm even more unapologetically myself. You can get the real raw Asha on TikTok. Instagram, I don't even know what I'm doing on whatever. It doesn't even matter, guys. Whatever. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Gwenny Goated podcast. Have grace for yourself this Cancer season. I want to do another Cancer video coming up after this. I want to have a personal conversation with each of the zodiac signs, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.